Good evening. We are currently 100 yards away from the Franklin Regional High School, which is as close as we could get. As of right now, officers are keeping the media a safe distance from the crime scene as that investigation continues. And what we're going to do, we're going to give you a live look into what's going on right now at this hour. As you can see, rescuers are currently at the scene and they're working to remove the two semis that were involved in this deadly crash. Good evening, Mike and Amanda. It's here in the 200 block of East 8th Street where that violent incident took place, but tonight the community is taking the site back in the name of peace. It kind of caught me while I'm hanging out a little bit. I'm currently about 200 feet off the ground at the top of the Renaissance Center, and right now there's really no turning back. I'm going to be going over the edge for Gadenzi. It's going to help out with addiction recovery. With that being said, hopefully I will see you down there at the bottom, and yeah, this should be kind of interesting. So I'm going to hand this off. There you go.
Look at that.
A little background as we watch Jamison make his way down the building.
Mr. Fry, did you kill Mr. Lyons?
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to say about it? Keys? Did you know him?
No.
Why did you kill him?
The freak came at me sexually.
Mr. Beeman, your reaction to the charges against you. Is there anything you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to say, Mr. Beeman?
I was falsely accused, but I still went to jail.
Do you care to comment on that? I know the charges, they had you as guilty. Should you have served time for that?
No.
The reality of the situation definitely starting to set in for hundreds of workers here at GE. Today, the company confirms that they will begin the first round of massive layoffs tomorrow. This is the first homicide case of the year here in Jamestown, New York, and at this hour, police are still treating it as a very active crime scene. Good evening, and thanks for choosing C News at 11. I'm Jamison Hixenbaugh filling in for Emily Welsh. One person is dead and 4 children are injured after a cargo van crashes into the back of a school bus in Harbor Creek Township. Mill Creek police are still on the hunt for a bank robber this morning, and they're hoping surveillance photos of the suspect lead to an arrest. Erie News Now has learned that GE Transportation has reached an agreement with the local UE 506 union just weeks before massive layoffs are expected to begin. A local company is being cited by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration for exposing its employees to excessive levels of heat. Now, where do you draw inspiration from?
From Mittens, your cat Mittens.
My cat Mittens,
Yeah, late at night I stay awake. I think about what would Mittens do in this situation.
And back off, back off. I'm getting real angry at you now.
Doesn't hurt. Let's
yeah, okay.
Oh man, that's brutal. That is brutal. It's getting easier as you go. Oh, you see somebody in the window looking back? That's kind of interesting. A funeral service for Corporal Dixon is scheduled for Thursday morning, and state police from our area, including right here at Lawrence Park, are expected to attend. Just to show you how effective these dogs are and what they do, we're going to do a little mock search and rescue. I'm going to leave my tie here for Roscoe to smell. I'm going to go off and hide. He's then going to come and track me down from the scent of this tie. Roscoe, scent, track. And once this pooch gets going, there's no stopping him. Roscoe quickly picks up my scent, and in just 2 minutes and 15 seconds, Roscoe, you found me.
Oh, good boy, Roscoe.
You found me, Roscoe.
Good boy.
The cameras are set up in a 30-block radius, and they're running 24 hours a day, and they can catch your every movement. So regardless of what you're doing, the cameras are watching. One of the things I found interesting, despite all the devastation and things being toppled over like this table, you take a look over here, a simple bird feeder just hanging by a string remained untouched. So as you can see, the burglars did not get away with everything. They took Mr. Bones here, but they left Mr. Tibbins. Despite everything that's happened, Kelly says she's not going to let it ruin her Halloween. Now, in order to get a better understanding of what these wrestlers go through before each match, I decided to step in the ring, take on a training session with these guys.
Oh! How's that feel? You all right there, buddy?
Where am I?
He might need to be a Ray Rose bad man. Get up!
Do we all get a turn? Woo!
One more time! Take off your shirt, man.
John, that's all you got? No.
You get on! Come on, oh, you said it. You'll be all right.
Good times. Good times. Great memory. What started out as a typical night for Cassidy Walt and her little sister Zamaya quickly turns dangerous.
Right now, I'm scared of cars, of what just happened to me on Friday night.
This dramatic video captured the incident. 8-year-old Cassidy was riding her scooter just outside of her home on 29th and German Streets when a car fleeing police hit a parked car, which then crashed into her, sending her flying.
I fell and I flew in the air and landed on my head.
If you look closely, you'll notice 5-year-old Zamaya on the steps, who was able to get out of the way just in time. If she would have been on the ground a second earlier, she would have been hit by that car as well.
And the car crashed in, and then she got hit, and she flew all the way up in the sky, and it fell on her head.
Cassidy suffered a concussion in the crash, her little sister some bumps and bruises, but the entire family is traumatized by this incident.
I was terrified. I'm still is terrified. You know, as a father, you don't want that to happen to your children. You know, it's crazy, you know.
When I saw the video, every time I thought about it, I started crying. Because it hurted my feelings and I didn't like what I saw.
And while his 2 girls are shaken up by this incident, Wall says that it could have been a lot worse.
It could have happened to anybody's kids, you know what I'm saying? And it could have been worse. So all I can tell people is just to watch your kids.
A fortunate outcome to a potentially deadly situation. In Erie, I'm Jamison Hixenbaugh reporting. There's no doubt about it, it's been a very busy season so far for the firefighters of Erie County. And here at Central Station, no matter what the situation, these firefighters are ready 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's just becomes a brotherhood. You know, we work so closely together and depend on each other that you really get close bonds form. Oh, here goes the alarm bell now. Yep, we got to go. You want to come with us?
Yeah, why not? At any moment, the men and women of the Erie Fire Department can be called into action.
By the Coast Guard, person walking on the ice fell through.
The alarm rang as I was interviewing Deputy Chief Jeff Carroll. We arrived at the foot of East Avenue not knowing what to expect. But fortunately, no one fell through the ice. But when the call comes in, the firefighters here at Central Station are ready.
Very seldom can you say you're excited to go to work. But I look forward to going to work.
Lieutenant Darren Hart and his crew work 24-hour shifts, knowing at any moment they can be called to serve.
This is the suppression division of the Erie Fire Department. We consist of 4 platoons. Each platoon consists of 32 men. The deputy chief and his chief's aide, followed by 5 engine companies and a truck company.
And on the heels of a fatal apartment fire that claimed the life of a 4-year-old girl, 2014 is shaping to be a tough year for each firefighter.
In 17 years, I don't remember this kind of a string of this many big fires. It just seems like every couple days we've got a really big fire that we're working on, and then with this weather, it's been very stressful and very taxing on our equipment.
Battling each blaze takes great physical strength, so members of the department spend their downtime pumping iron in their very own gym.
It's very important. I think we owe it to the taxpayer and owe it to our co-workers to be in top shape.
It's huge. I mean, you know, the gear's heavy, the equipment's heavy, everything you're doing is heavy, the hoses are heavy. You'd be surprised how heavy just the hose is and the pressure and holding it.
With an intense workout comes an even stronger appetite.
Firefighters are good cooks. I gotta say, these are some of the best meals I've ever had around here.
The guys take turns cooking dinner each night.
Well, dinner's stew tonight, so we're gonna have a salad to go with that. The chief doesn't like onions, so we're not allowed to put any onions in there. No onions, he's not too keen on peppers, but we'll sneak a few in there.
Each meal and each battle forming a brother and sisterhood between the men and women that serve.
I love the job. I love everything about the job. You know, I mean, obviously there's things that you prefer not to see, and there's times that you're concerned, you know, for your own safety, but it's just a rewarding job all the way around.
It's like a second family, and these guys will be there for you on your best days and on your worst days, and that to me just means everything. I just love coming in and just being with these guys.
And after spending the day with the firefighters here at Central Station, I can vouch they are, in fact, very good cooks. I had a couple bowls of that beef stew you saw in the store, and I got to tell you, absolutely delicious. So all in a day's work for the firefighters in Erie County. From Central Station, I'm Jamison Hixenbaugh reporting.